Welcome, grade 5. Welcome back to word problems, adding and subtracting fractions. Your riddle for this morning reads as follows. What question can you never answer yes to? What question can you never answer yes to? Reveal the answer at the end, okay? First job today, students. Let's check page 26 together. Red pens ready. And don't forget, I was giving double bonus points for your answers. So if you get one answer correct, that's 2 points. Let's go to problem 1. Okay, Hashim jogged 2 and 1/5 kilometers from mall A to mall B. He jogged another 7 kilometers from mall B to C. Question A, what was the total distance that Hashim jogged? The key word was total. That would mean altogether. And as you can see at the top, that means to plus together, right? We had to change 5 and 8, the denominators, into 40. Okay, so now the problem looks like 2 and 8 over 40 plus 3 and 35 over 40. And the answer was 6 and 3 over 40 kilometers, wasn't it? Good. B said how much longer was the distance between mall B and mall C than between mall A and mall B? Well, the word between also gave us a clue to this one. Okay, it was subtraction we had to use. What was the difference we needed to find? 3 and 7 over 8 minus 2 and 1 over 5, we would change to a denominator of 40 again. So now we switched the fractions around, didn't we? 3 and 3 over 40, 3 and 35 over 40 minus 2 and 8 over 40 gave us 1 and 27 over 40 kilometers. Okay. Question 2. Mrs. Lim had 4 and 3 over 4 meters of cloth. She used 2 and 3 over 8 meters of cloth to make some curtains. She then bought another 3 and 1 over 5 meters of cloth. How many meters of cloth did she have in the end? We'll find the answer to this question with 2 steps. Okay, the first step, we had to subtract the cloth she used. Used means take away. We had to change the denominators into the number 8. So now we have 4 and 6 over 8 minus 2 and 3 over 8. That gives us 2 and 3 over 8. Okay, and the second part of the question, it said that she bought another 3 and 1 over 5 meters of cloth. So we must plus that on to 2 and 3 over 8. Okay, we changed the denominator into 40. That gives us 2 and 15 over 40 plus 3 and 8 over 40. Okay, with a total of 5 and 23 over 40. Question 3. It said a container has 4 and 1 over 5 liters of water. 1 and 3 over 8 liters of water is needed to fill it to full capacity. What is the capacity of the container? Okay, so it's telling us we need to add 1 and 3 over 8 liters to 4 and 1 over 5. We change the denominator again to the number 40. Okay, that gives us 4 and 8 over 40 plus 1 and 15 over 40, which gives us a total of 5 and 23 over 40 liters. Okay, good. Question 4. It said Mr. Lim bought 6 and 3 over 5 kilograms of flour. He used 3 and 1 over 2 kilograms of flour to bake cakes. How much flour was left? Again, in the yellow box, the word used is our key word. That means to take away, subtract. So we did 6 and 3 over 5, subtract 3 and 1 over 2. We changed our denominator to 10. So now we have 6 and 6 over 10 minus 3 and 5 over 10, which would give us a total of 3 and 1 over 10 kilograms. Okay, excellent. Well done if you got all of those correct. Good job. Okay, a little bit of classwork together. Okay, let's go to page 27. And students, I would like you to pause for every question today. Okay, try by yourself and then I'll give you the answer after. All right, good. Let's start then. Okay, so question 1, a string was cut into 2 pieces measuring 4 and 3 over 4 meters and 2 and 7 over 10 meters. What was the original length of the string? Original means what was the string at first, before they cut the string. Okay, good luck, press pause. Okay, good, and we are back. Let's get the answer together. Okay, we would have to plus these fractions together in order to get the answer, wouldn't we? Okay, the denominator needs to be changed to 20, which gives us 4 and 15 over 20 plus 2 and 14 over 20. And that would equal 7 and 9 over 20. And students, your sentence answer should say something like this. The original length of the string was 7 and 9 over 20 meters. Please make sure you show your method inside the box and you write the sentence inside the box. Question 2. A mango tree is 3 over 5 meters tall. A banana tree is 1 over 4 meters taller than the mango tree. How tall is the banana tree? Press pause. Okay, and we're back for question 2. Again, this was addition, wasn't it? Okay, because it said how much taller is, it said the banana tree is taller than the mango tree. Okay, we need to change the denominators into 20 again. We have 12 over 20 now, plus 5 over 20, which gives us a total of 17 over 20. And your sentence should look like this, students. The banana tree is 17 over 20 meters tall. Question 3. It says, Mr. Tan had 5 meters of cloth. He used 2 and 7 over 8 meters of cloth to sew some cushions. How many meters of cloth was he left with? Okay, so the key word being used. Press pause. Good, and we're back for question 3. Now your first job would be to change the number 5 into a mixed number, okay? And it was subtraction, wasn't it, because of the word used. And what did we use? We used the denominator 8, so 4 and 8 over 8 is the same as 5. We used the denominator 8 because the second mixed number, 2 and 7 over 8, has a denominator of 8, okay? So now it looks much easier, doesn't it? 4 and 8 over 8 minus 2 and 7 over 8 gives us 2 and 1 over 8. Your sentence should look something like this. Mr. Tan had 2 and 1 over 8 meters of cloth left. Final page, let's go to page 28 and let's do the same as 27. So please press pause and try and answer the questions by yourself. Question number 1. It says, Peter is painting his house wall. He paints 2 over 4 of the wall in the morning. He then paints 1 over 5 of the wall in the afternoon. What fraction of the wall still needs to be painted? Okay, press pause. Good, and we're back to question 4, page 28. Okay, first step, we would need to plus these fractions together. Let's find a common multiple for our denominator, which would be 20 again. So now we have 10 over 20 plus 4 over 20 gives us 14 over 20. Now we need to find the remaining part that needs to be painted. So students, we would put 20 over 20 because that's one whole, and we would subtract 14 over 20, which would equal 6 over 20. And your sentence should look something like this. Peter still needs to paint 6 over 20 of his house wall. Question 5. I put Janice in red and City in green. You will see why in a moment. The question said Janice ran 4 and 3 over 10 kilometers. City ran 1 and 1 over 4 kilometers more than Janice. What was the total distance Janice and City ran? This question was a little bit tricky because you had to do 2 steps. The first step, students, you needed to plus Janice's kilometers with City, or this mixed number 1 and 1 over 4, because it said City ran 1 and 1 over 4 kilometers more than Janice. Okay, so we need to find the answer for City first, don't we? Okay, let's change the denominator into 20 again. So now Janice ran 4 and 6 over 20. We know that. Plus 1 and 5 over 20 equals 5 and 11 over 20. That means City ran 5 and 11 over 20, okay, kilometers. Our next step would be to plus these 2 numbers together, okay? So 5 and 11 over 20 plus 4 and 6 over 20 equals 9 and 17 over 20. And your sentence should look something like this. Janice and City ran a total of 9 and 17 over 20 kilometers or kilometers. Good. Last question today, then, guys. It says, Mr. Raj filled a container with 3 and 3 over 4 liters of coffee. He served 2 and 2 over 5 liters of coffee to some customers. How many liters of coffee did Mr. Raj have left? Guys, the word served means to give. Okay, please press pause. Okay, good, and we're back to the last question today, number 6. Again, the key word being served, that means to give away to customers or sell to customers. And so that would say that we need to subtract, don't we? 3 and 3 over 4 minus 2 and 2 over 5. We change the denominators to 20 yet again. That gives us 3 and 15 over 20 minus 2 and 8 over 20, okay, which would give us a total of 1 and 7 over 20. And your sentence should look something like this. Mr. Raj had 1 and 7 over 20 liters of coffee left. Well done, guys. The answers to the riddle today. Let's have a look. What question can you never answer yes to? Did you guys get it? It was, are you asleep yet? Of course you can't answer yes if you're asleep, right? Kind of difficult, maybe. All right, good. I'll have more riddles for you guys when you come back to school. All right? Let's go on. Homework today. We're getting close to the end of this chapter, okay, or this unit. Can you please finish pages 29 and 30 in your green book. These are all word problems, okay? And we will check the answers when you come back to school. But students, you can still email me your work, all right? And before you come back to school, please check these pages are finished in your green book. This is all of our classwork and all of our homework so far, all right? I'm sure most of you have finished everything, so well done. Okay, and thank you. And just a quick recap, you know I have your sticker books waiting for you, all right? With math plus science, I calculated I should be giving you 12 stickers when you come back to school, if you finished everything, okay? Good, well done, it's been a pleasure. I'll see you in science class tomorrow, and then I really look forward to seeing you guys next week, all right? Have a nice day, and bye-bye.